Long square bob cutting tutorial. Okay, let's talk about the sectioning. Right down the center from the hairline to the crown. And then we are gonna make an oval section from the top of the crown to the deepest point of the nape. That's a nice oval section, and we're gonna take out a horizontal section from the back of that oval section and section everything off nice and clean. Now we get to the sides. We are taking a slightly diagonal forward section on both sides. So we are cutting our baseline. We are cutting a nice blunt square perimeter. And here you go. It's going to start on the sides. Ours will be a little bit diagonal forward as well. We want a little bit more length in the front. So sections, guide your comb, comb, guide your cutting line. Zero elevation, bring it straight down and cut a blunt, clean line on the side. With your first cut, you will achieve the length desired in the front and the back. And then we're going to go right to the back and connect to the sides. Both sides. Nice, clean, blunt line we're looking for this. This will be the foundation of this haircut. You can see we're only using the 3 sections to do it. A great way to do a one-length bob. This is going to be more of a longer lob, so to speak, because it falls right on the collarbone. It's a nice, refreshing haircut to give to almost anybody. Very complimentary. And we're going to continue taking horizontal sections, slightly diagonal forward, zero elevation, using our comb to keep the hair in check and continue cutting a clean line. We'll do that on both sides of the head. Okay, bring it straight down. You can see I'm following that guide. Continue, just a nice clean line. Again, this could just be a great way for you to cut any bob at any length. It's a nice plateau to start a haircut with too, before we add internal layering. Once we get to the sides, we go right to the back. We already have our guide set. It's going to drop it and continue. Zero elevation, very blunt. From that point there, you can make sure that back is short enough for you. If you need to go a little shorter, you can. But I'm just looking for a nice square feel back here. You could always point cut this too if you like, if her hair is super heavy. I'm just point cutting in some of that heaviness a little bit. And again, simply doing a one-length haircut, following my guide, using my comb for zero elevation. Couple more sections. She's got a lot of hair, so we took multiple sections to make sure we stay consistent. Last section, cleaning it up, and then I'm going to go ahead and do some point cutting. I just want to break that up just a little bit. You could do this on dry hair as well. So again, I'm just going to tilt her forward, do a little point cutting. I want to soften that edge a little bit. I think that'll look nice when it dries. And there you go. We have our one-length square perimeter is ready to rock. All right. Let's check out the zones. We got 3 zones, starting with zone 1, which is right underneath that occipital and into the sides. Central vertical section. Bringing it straight up from the head. Make sure you drop your perimeter, and you're just going to cut that top off. See that? We're just cutting that top off. This is disconnect layering we're going to start with. Is our first type of disconnect layering right here. This will remove some of that weight in the very bottom, that heaviness of that haircut, and also will help create movement. Okay, let's merge the back to the sides. Doing a little bit of gravity layering right here, or slide cutting, whatever you like to call it. I'm merging the sections together, and I'm just cutting from the surface down, making sure I do not cut the length on the perimeter. Zone 2. Here's some fun disconnection layering. This sets the tone of all the layering on the top crown area. Okay, so we have our zone 2. We're going to take a horizontal section. We're going to lift perpendicular from the head. And right here is where you want to decide, hey, where do I want to leave the length? I find it's best to leave the length right past that occipital. We want that to drop past the occipital. And I'm just going to do some point cutting and some slide cutting. I want a softer line. So that's our guide right on the top of that section. Now we're going to comb up everything, over direct everything to that section. And I just want to show you that angle. You can see the guide, just doing some slide cutting and point cutting. I'm just keeping a nice soft cutting line right here. It's a horizontal square cutting line, but it's just softer. Point cutting, slide cutting. Perfect. Now we go right to the top, zone 3, horizontal sections. We already have our guide from zone 2. So we're going to take a horizontal section from zone 1, the top, for zone 3, and then we're going to bring it right to zone 2. You can see that guide, cutting it, bringing it over directing right to the previous guide. So this is the same guide for zone 2 and zone 3. We're going to over direct everything to that guide, and we are going to do the exact same thing. We're going to point cut, we're going to slide cut. This is going to remove a ton of weight, and it's going to fall beautifully over her crown area and still blend nicely. Even though this is disconnection and layering, it's still going to follow through and blend with the rest of the haircut just beautifully. So again, just continuing, horizontal section, over directing all the way back to that original stationary guide until there's no more hair to cut. Look at that, all set, ready to rock. Okay, now I'm just going to drop it all. I just want to show you that we did not disrupt the perimeter or the shape. We just added these beautiful disconnect layers that merge beautifully together. Now it's time for a little blow drying. We're going to add some Bond Pro. I love this stuff. This is great for double process blondes as well. And now a little bit of Carasilk blow dry repower spray. Give a little bit of volume because we're going to curl her up. First, I'm going to do a little bit of drying. We're going to wrap dry her head a little bit. And then we are going to start curling just smooth diamond gloss. I love curling with my flat iron. Gives me just a nice wave. I think it's fast. It's easy to do. I'm just taking horizontal sections from the back. I'm making 1 or 2 turns, slowly sliding back, and I'm just creating a nice lived-in type of wave. So I hope you enjoy the rest of it.